Hi, welcome to All About the Garden. I'm Sean, and today we are going to be introducing a couple new products and showing you how to use them, including the much anticipated 40-cell shallow tray and the bottom watering trays. So let's get started. I've got here a little tub that I like to use. This is actually Jiffy Organic Seed Starting Mix. We like this one because it's got more than just coconut coir. It's got coconut coir and vermiculite and peat moss as well. So I did that, and I mixed it about 50-50 with some mushroom compost that we had outside. We do make our own compost, but we started a food forest this year, so we had to order a lot of soil. We needed a lot of soil at once to get going, so this is left over from that. The reason I added compost and didn't just use the starting soil is because these are probably going to be in the trays for a while, some of them anyway, because it's super hot here, and some of this is for our fall garden, which is good, like, I don't know, 6-7 weeks away or something like that. So we need a little bit of nutrient in the tray to sustain the plant, as opposed to just that starting mix, which is a little bit nutrient poor. So let's get started. I've got the CD15. You can come in a little closer and kind of show what's going on here. And I like to just put this here and give it like a good pack and press it down. I do like to get it pretty firm, not too firm, but you know, just a bit, and wipe off. Some of them had a little less there, so, and wipe it off. All right, put that over there. I think we're gonna put rosemary in that one. Here is another CD15. You can see kind of how quickly this goes. So we've already soiled here 30 seedlings ready to put the seeds in. I like to use this tray because that excess stays there. We're actually inside because it's so brutally hot outside. It's 101 degrees, and it's like 8 o'clock, and I think it was 101 at 7 p.m. So we're in South Central Texas, and it has just been so hot. So as you can see, I'm compressing this a little bit. It also leaves a nice little divot that we can drop a seed into, and then I'll just put some more soil on the top when we're ready. That was going to be some leaf lettuce. This is summer squash. This is our CD60 tray. This is probably the tray that we use the most. It's super versatile. The cells are small, but you know, I like that small size. It makes the best seedlings I've ever seen in any tray. And actually the 15s and the 30s are the same cell size. So, but for those of you who may not have seen these trays before, these are all the Charles Dowding line of trays. They are not the same footprint as the standard American 10-inch by 20-inch trays. So they're not compatible with everything you have, but they're smaller, so they will still fit in some of your, like your bottom watering trays if you have the 10 by 20 flats that a lot of people use as bottom watering trays. All right, that is done. And this is our newest tray size. This is the 40-cell tray size. I'm gonna go ahead and start filling that up. It's a full 2 inches deep. I think they're about an 1.75 inches by 1.75 inches square. So it's got a good amount of soil in it. It's nice for large stuff like legumes. It's also good if you know that you're trying to get an early start on fall or an early start on spring, and you know that your seedlings are gonna spend a long time in trays. It just gives them a little bit extra room. Also good for like broadleaf things, like if you're planting something that you know is gonna leaf out and needs a little bit of extra room. This kind of spreads things out. Does require a whole lot more soil than the other trays, but in some cases that's a good thing. Most things we don't have to have these larger cell sizes for, but we do like it. It's a welcome addition, and lots of folks are excited about it, and we're excited to have it. And you can get this and all the other trays at www.allaboutthegarden.com. And that one is pretty much done. So we're gonna go ahead and pop some seeds into these things. I won't bore you with filling all of them with seeds. And then we'll get on to showing you how we use bottom watering trays. All right, our trays are all seated up, and it's time to show you how to use the bottom watering tray. So I'll start out with the CD40. If you get in a little closer here, you can see I've filled up the water just past the midline so that I know that the water is in contact with the bottom of the seed tray, and that's going to allow the water to wick up into the soil. So if you're not familiar with this bottom watering system, so let me explain kind of some of the things that are important here. I'll drop in a CD60 while we're talking. So when you're watering from the top, you run the risk of washing out, especially some of the small seeds, and things like arugula, where you spend a lot of time meticulously placing them, and then you're pouring a bunch of water in and you're moving seeds around. The other thing that we can do when we're watering from the top is damage young seedlings. There's a lot of pressure coming down on them, and we don't want to do that. And we also don't want the top of our soil level to be super moist, because that's going to promote mold and fungus, and we want to avoid that for sure. So bottom watering is a great way. You're going to just wick moisture up into that soil, and you're going to get a much more spread out moisture level throughout the tray. So that one is pretty much done. It needs to be there for about 30 seconds to a minute. This one's not quite as long as it should be for the purposes of this. I'll move it over. You notice that I have a bunch of trays set up here. It's nice to have a lot, especially if you're going to be watering a bunch at a time. If you're setting up your fall or spring garden and you're going to be doing a bunch of stuff like we do, it's really nice to have multiple trays. So I also wanted to show you the way that the 30s and the 15s drop in. So the 30, I'm going to basically center right here. I probably need a little bit more water. I think it's touching. There we go. And then the 15s I can put here. And so the tray is designed to fit the full format CD60 or the 40 cell tray, but it also works with the 30s and the 15 as well. The other thing that I do with these trays is I use them as a drip tray. So once I've done my bottom watering, I take one and I just transplant that over. A big no-no that you really want to avoid is you don't want to just leave these trays in here full of water at the bottom, because you're trying to get away with not having to water your trays every day or every few days. What that will do is cause the roots to go straight down to that easy water source, as opposed to just really branching out into robust root systems. So caution against that. So you can use these for bottom watering. You can also use them for drip trays, and these are all available at allaboutthegarden.com. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like, share it with your friends, tell them all about us, and come back and see us again. Thanks.